Welcome to Herd Summer Racing League. This is week 5, race 4. It's a Saturday afternoon race of the third season this summer. We're going to be doing Canopies and Coastlines today. It is a points race, so only your fastest times through the segments count, and of course your finish points. We have a smaller turnout here for the herd. We have myself, we have Bill, who's domestique today, trying to get me the points we need to stay up on top of the GC leaderboard. We have Lori with us right here in front of me right now. And we have Nate, who I don't think he is in, Nate Holmes. I don't think he's in a herd jersey, but I haven't seen him in a while. It's great to have him back racing again. We've had some really good races together. We were worried about ATP. ATP has Luang in this race, but that is the only ATP rider because we are currently in a rivalry with ATP that is pretty neck and neck at the moment. It's all about the GC win, and so we're sending team after team at different race events trying to get the points we need to keep our riders in the top spots. So Canopies is an interesting race because you get all your climbing on the front end. So if you're not a good climber, you're going to end up breaking off and fall into the second group. And that is unfortunate, but those who can sprint are trying to get over as fast as they can to take advantage of the sprint points. As I said, we've got Bill here, a domestique. He's going to be guiding me through most of this race, and we'll try to get him as many points as we can as well. His primary job is to get me the gold. We've got Brian as DS. Hopefully you'll get to hear him a little bit as we go through this. He is updating me on all the race conditions, who has what points, what needs to happen through each section. So the first task right now is really to get to the Titans Grove reverse. It's a small sprint, but it can be a little tough after all these rollers. Probably actually your first job right here is to stay with the front group through these rollers. That can be really hard. We're not going to talk about how to do that today, but you got to stay with the front group if you have any chance to win this race. So through the use of movie magic, we made it to the start of the KOM a whole lot faster than it is when you're actually on that bike. So as we make this right-hand turn, we're going to start up this hill. Nate is actually in a herd kit, but he's got there he is. He's got the fancy aero helmet on, probably giving him an advantage. He tail gunned me up this climb, so now I have got to get ahead of him. I can't let him win this thing. But he does have some power, and Bill's up there leading the way, doing the best he can, which is a nice scene right now to see 3 herd riders powering it up this hill together as the rest of them are slowly falling back. You can check the meters down below. So this isn't that long of a sprint because it's considered a sprint. It's a short hill climb, and you're just going to sprint your way all the way up it. And it looks pretty good when you're running here with the 200 times speed. I did have a quick chat with Nate post-race. He has not been on the bike that much, so his form's not quite there, but he sure put up a good fight here. We'll shift over and let you hear the DSs here at the very end. Plus, I think everybody has to have a chance to hear Brian's cool accent. It's no wonder we do so well in these races here.
There's a pile of stones. Go for it, Jeff, if you can. If you can. Push, 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 push.
Go, Jeff. Go, go, go.
You got 4 meters on them. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done, Jeff. Ooh. Well done.
Ooh. It's never easy. I called it a sprint, and it is a sprint, but it's still hard on everybody. Good job there, Bill. Good job, Nate. We're going to regroup here in just a little bit, and we'll ride out together. I did notice as I was changing gears to start my sprint that I'd actually been in the big ring the whole way up that climb. That was unintentional, but obviously it worked out just fine. So now we have to regroup, catch our breaths. The debate is always, do we let the group behind us catch us? And we fought them off for a little bit. Bill was on the front, and then we decided we're going to let them catch. The numbers on the climb didn't scare us too much. We just have to come in here high in the sprints, get our points that we need to catch here, and then have a decent finish position. One of the other things that's going to be affecting this race is the fact that the C's, the B's, and the A's are behind us, and they will be catching us. And when they catch, there's an opportunity to try to latch on or to use them for the sprints, but it certainly causes confusion when you're riding in a group and you're trying to figure out what it is that you need to be doing at that moment. It depends where they catch you. You know, if it's too far from the sprint, you probably don't want to go with them. If it's into the sprint, it's great to grab their tail and just use that draft to get through. So let's see. We should be closing in on Woodland Sprint right now, and we'll get that set up for you.
There's the start of it just there. You can just see it. So you're in it now, Bill. It looks like Patrick's going. Gee, he's going long.
He started the sprint.
Yeah. He'll conk out towards the end. He already has.
Yeah.
You got him, Bill. You got him. He went way too early. Push now, Bill. Push. If you can, push. Same with you, Jeff. Push, push, push. You'll be faster than her. So Richmond's currently in first. Bill second. Patrick got third. Currently, Jeff, you're just a bit slower. Oh, same time actually as Patrick. Exactly the same time.
So that's obviously the issue with DS2. Bryant was on Bill, which is good. Bill was up front. I was tail gun, and I was trying to tail gun Nate, and Nate did not attack that, and so I started my attack late because I was waiting for him to do something. Found out later he had his controller flipped the wrong way, and when he went to hit his power up, he actually hit menu and brought up the menu screen, so he was started late in the attack, and that fooled me because I was watching for him to go. But it still worked out. Fourth place is going to be great, and I guess I neglected to give you guys the finish spots for the Titans climb, and we may as well go over Titans and Woodland then. So for Titans, I came in first, Nate came in second, Bill came in third, so we grabbed the top 3 spots there. In that Woodland sprint, you just heard from Brian, we had Richmond first, Bill came in second, Patrick from ATP came in third, I came in fourth. We actually had Joe Marino from Herd coming in fifth. Joe, did I forget to call your name out at the beginning? He's in this race here, and he is doing all he can to hang on. He's one of our new riders, and it's great to have him. And let's see if he can start showing up on the leaderboard. Now we've got to get ready for the Sasquatch, and we've got to get a few more points at fourth. I wasn't very happy with that, so I've got to do a little bit better on this one and keep an eye on what's going on the race course. And I say that as the C's go flying by us. So we had a few guys pick up these C's and take off with them. We were a little bit slow, and we didn't catch the ride, so now we're playing catch-up, trying to pull this group back together. But you see how it absolutely demolished the group as they came through. Now we're all too far apart, but we will regroup here in a little bit. It just requires everybody to, burn another match and get pulled back together. I believe this is when we lost first and second. They're up the road. They stayed with them for a little bit longer, but they weren't really contending for the sprint points, so we weren't that concerned with them. We do have the group that we need, and we'll be heading up into this sprint here. The same thing's going to apply. As you guys usually know, I like to tail gun. Nate's back. He's going to be putting up a good ride here. Bill's doing great. The other issue we have is on that first sprint there, Bill's headpiece got tangled up, so he ended up having to hold his face 6 inches from the handlebars. So instead of staying in the drops the whole time, he threw his headset aside, so he can't hear what we're saying, and we have no idea that he's off of comms. But we're coming in 19.2 is where our race start is, so let's talk about the setup here. Nate got the back wheel on me, which wasn't terribly pleased about. I did not know about his form at this point, but like I said, I know him as a sprinter. But here's a start, and I'm trying to just stay steady because it kicks up at the end, and here goes Nate flying by. So now I know I've got to have a gap between him. If I finish even with him, he wins. But I do like this look here, 3 red black riding up the road together once again. Bill, Nate, and I fighting for this spot. I obviously don't have any kind of power up, but I've got to catch Nate, and I am not going to let this thing go. And unfortunately, Nate's lack of training showed up there. He ended up dropping and giving me the opportunity to sneak in. And I managed to pull it off by 0.07 of a second. That is way too close for comfort. But to finish it, this time was me, Nate, and Bill. So another herd sweep across the 3 spots. That really got our points back. And we may listen in here. See if I find where Brian's giving us our point totals.
So Patrick and Michael
guys.
are the ones that are ahead of you on the road. So points now. 148 for Jeff, 145 for Bill. Nate is 133, so less of an issue. Patrick is 137, so you've got 11 points on him, Jeff. And Bill, you've got about 8 points on Patrick.
So that's a huge advantage of having a DS. We now know there are 2 riders up the road. We know where we stand on our points totals, and Brian's been updating that through every segment that we go. We know what needs to be done to be able to hit the finish spots that we want. Obviously, I need a gold. We're trying to bring Bill in for silver, and Nate will have to join us as a team here soon because this is his first race. I didn't even know he was back till we started racing here, so we'll continue to reach out to him and see if he wants to join the team, and we can start attempting to apply a lot of pressure to ATP. Now, obviously, there's no ATP in this race, which is kind of a bummer because it's really fun when we end up going head-to-head. The best race on this circuit right now is the Friday night, 2 o'clock is probably the hottest race. ATP shows up in force there. If you want a good race, that's a place to be. Race 1 on Friday is also an excellent place to be. The fastest riders are in those 2 races, and it is a lot of fun. Let's set ourselves up now for the Acropolis Sprint. That'll be the last one before we head into our fin points. All right, now I'm tail gunning like I always like to do. You're always going to find me at the back. But you'll notice I don't hit this one really hard. We did the math on our way in here, and we realized that I have to finish somewhere in the top 5 to be, and then I have to finish 3rd on fin to be able to win this race. So instead of putting out a ton of effort in this section on the sprint, the group's been staying together pretty well. So my thought is I'll just try and do an easy here, finish somewhere in the top 5, and then go for the sprint finish, which is one of my favorite things to do anyway. Get Brian in my ear here telling me to move it a little bit to make sure I stay on pace, so I had to pick it up a tad. And let's see where this finish ends up bringing us. In fact, I can kind of cheat a little bit because it's his history now. There are the finish points. I came in 3rd. We had Bill coming in 1st. We had Nate coming in 2nd. I came in 3rd, so that puts me really comfortable with where I'm going to be for the finish. So let's speed this on up and see how the finish goes. It's just a matter now of regrouping, catching your breath, making sure you're rested up enough to handle the sprint that's coming up. I'm going to be hanging around at the back like I always do. I am a bit nervous because I need to make sure that I get that 3rd place finish. That's going to be critical. So I'm trying to watch and see when somebody is going to take off. I want to make sure that I'm right on them when they begin to accelerate into the finish line. So here we are heading on into that finish. There's the beginning of the sprint that's here at the end, marking 400 meters till the end, and there's an attack. I was really surprised. I didn't think anybody's going to attack from this far out, so now I've got to pick it up too. Not a big deal. I'm a little bit apprehensive because I did wait a little bit long. It just means I'm going to have to dig a little bit extra deep, but I'm not about to give it up now, so I'm just going to give it all I've got into this finish. I'm coming through the draft I'm getting with these guys. Bill's here. I told Bill I'd let him have the win if he could pass, and nobody was between us, but there was somebody there. So anyhow, we ended up pulling this thing off. I thought I had to get 3rd. Actually, Brian probably had it in my ear, and we knew that 4th was fine. I didn't hang around to figure out what that was, but here's the finish. We executed the plan. I came in with the gold, Bill came in with the silver, Patrick came in from ATP, came in 3rd, and Nate came in 4th. So other notables, we have Joe Marino coming in 11th. Way to stay focused and finish the race, and looking forward to seeing you move up. So this puts us 5 races out of 8. We now have 3 races to try and see who the final GC contender is going to be. I'll be sure and record those for you guys as well.